And we are live. What's going on, peoples? Give me some time. Share this out. All right. See if we get some people in here, and we're gonna talk about it. Bear with me. I'm still trying to get over this cold. Oh man, I kind of just went live, spur of the moment. Really didn't think this through. I'm really hoping that if you watch, shout out. Oh yeah, on the last live feed, I did not shout out the replay game. Shout out to the replay game. Shout out to everybody that's gonna catch this after the fact. Appreciate you guys as always. So, gotta get that out. I don't think this is gonna be a very long live feed just because I can barely talk. Trying to get over this cold, man. Trying to get over this cold. But here we go. I think there is something that all truck drivers need to know. And I do not think that all truck drivers know this. I think that sometimes truck drivers get confused by the family feel of trucking companies, fleets, whatever their situation may be, and they get some things misconstrued. What are you talking about, Jay? What I'm talking about is simple. As an over the road truck driver, keyword over the road, OTR, you need to know that nobody, and I do mean nobody, cares about you spending time with your family. They just don't. And that doesn't mean that they don't like your family. That doesn't mean that, they want to disrespect your family. That don't mean that they want to disrespect you. It just means that in this particular business, what you sign up for is to be away from your family. I'm gonna do it, Wayne, but I'm gonna do it professionally. I'm gonna do it professionally because he threatened me, and that was that. If you watch the whole video, Wayne, he threatened me at the end, and I ain't really like that, but it's cool because again, this is business, and I'm speaking 100% as a representative of Holland Logistics LLC, and therefore that puts restraints on the way that I can speak and the way that I can respond to things because people are going to come after my business. People are going to, reword things to make things seem like one way when it's not. And I've seen it done. I've seen it done to LaShawn. I've seen it done to Ghost. I've seen it done to multiple other fleet owners and YouTubers who publicly put their business, I won't say moves, but their business out there. It's one of the main reasons why when I did talk to D-Raj, when I used to talk to D-Raj, he didn't want to put his business out there like that. He didn't want to put his business out there because he didn't want to have to deal with this. But what I want to do with this particular moment is use this as a teachable moment. I could come up here and I could get into the details of that whole working relationship from top to bottom. And then I can disclose everything that would prove me right. And I could, but it's really no need for that. It's all about, I need other drivers to know that when you come here, the CEO ain't gonna be on YouTube talking about you like a dog. And so that's not what I'm gonna do. However, what I am going to do is take from this situation and teach others. Because I think the main point of this was a driver feeling like they were being stripped away from their family, and a driver being told or feeling like that a company or individual in the company does not care about their family obligations. Or so what I want to do is I'm explaining to you guys the situation as it was explained. Okay, so what I'm going to say to you is the same thing that was put out. You had a driver who had a load that wasn't supposed to deliver until, I want to say, Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. The driver got home like a day and a half early, right? Now, mind you, this driver did not request home time until that Tuesday. But the driver got home early. So in this driver's mind, okay, I'm home early. I done delivered this load. Well, it's not even, the load ain't even delivery. I'm home early. So in this driver's mind, I don't want to go back out. I'm home. Cool. That's fine. And I think I want to be clear on that so that people can understand. Because what I don't want people to think is that, damn, if you drive for Jay and you get home a day early, they're going to want you to go back out. No. And that's why I have to come and I have to do this live feed, and I have to educate, and I have to make sure that the story is being put out accurately. If you get home early for home time and you don't want to go back out, you don't have to go back out. Are you going to be encouraged to go back out if you still have a day and a half before the actual day you requested off? Of course. You know why? Because my dispatcher is probably one of the best dispatchers in the fleet. And that's what comes with that. See, here's the thing that I don't get. Drivers will come to you and they will tell you that they want to make the most possible money that they can make. They'll say that in the beginning. Man, I want them $2,000 a week checks every week. They'll say that. But when it comes to the action behind it, it's different. It's different. Let me explain something to you. Like, to make that type of money, you have to be able to do the small things to make the extra money. I just thought that was common sense. You know what I mean? Sometimes the difference in making $1,800 and $2,200 or whatever is driving an extra hour or two a day, or not stopping 15 times a day, maybe only stopping 5 times a day. How do I know this? Because my other drivers do it, and they do it well. You know what I'm saying? They do it well. But anyways, I'm getting off track. So you have a driver. I see you, so saucy. And he gets home. And mind you, the load that he is obligated already to deliver, he has not yet delivered. We're not even to the part where you don't want to go back out. Fine, we X that out. You still haven't even delivered the load that took you home yet. And the story that you give is that, well, I had two underage kids at the house that I had to leave to go deliver the loaf. Well, listen, well, hold on now. And let me be very clear in what I'm saying. That is not the dispatcher's fault. That's not Jay's fault. You already had that load that brought you home. You had not yet delivered that load. So therefore, you were still supposed to be performing trucking duties. You shouldn't put yourself in any situation to where you can't at least finish the job that you're already doing. So before we even get to you not wanting to leave back out, you're not even being able to perform the job that you were supposed to do when, you know what I mean, the load that brought you home. So I'm confused. How is that now the dispatcher's fault? The same dispatcher that has been making, again, people have to understand, man. You're not gonna always get along with your dispatcher. You're just not. I don't know who came up with that theory or who put that narrative out there that it's going to be this rainbows and sunshine and my dispatcher is going to be my best bud. It doesn't work like that 9 times out of 10. It just doesn't. That don't mean that they're not productive. It just means that dispatchers aren't here to make you smile. They're here to make you money. And most people, that's all they need. I don't need to have a friend. I need somebody who's going to be a dog. I need somebody that's going to get on that phone with these dirty ass brokers and going to get me a bag. Period. And as long as they can do that, we can work through anything. But, you know, I guess for me, what I have to learn is I'm the owner. So as the owner, I'm able to see things from a lens that, unfortunately, some of my company drivers just aren't able to see. Let me read some of these comments. Bear with me. We mainly wonder what it is if you get a driver home one day. Just let them go home. Most wise drivers will stay home after putting in time and want to go back out. So many things. You get not missing no time. Okay, I see what you're saying. You be heads up dispatch I should work with. Is the driver black? What you think? Good to see you, Jill, as well. So you got to play C. Okay. I didn't want to catch up on all the comments because I want to make sure that I'm, reading the comments. So you tell the dispatcher, hey man, I got 2 kids at the house, underage kids. I had to leave them to go deliver this load. And of course, honestly, let me ask you guys, there's 66 people in it, right? What do you think the dispatcher is going to tell you? If you had, let's say you live in Texas and you say you want to go home. Dispatch gives you a load on Saturday. You were in, let's say you were 1,400 miles away. 1,400 miles away, right? And normally you only drive 500 miles a day, so they thinking you ain't gonna get there to Tuesday. But miraculously, you decide to drive 700 miles a day. You get home early. Mind you, you're still under this load. And then you call your dispatcher and you tell them, hey man, I got 2 underage kids at the crib. I got 2 kids at the crib. I had to lead these. I had to lead my kid. I had to lead the kids at the crib to deliver this load that you gave me 3 days ago. What you think the dispatcher gonna say to you? I just want to hear what y'all gonna say. I just want to know what y'all. I want to know what y'all think the dispatcher gonna say. Cause I know what my dispatcher gonna say. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. You know, um, drivers are very confused. You know, one thing I've learned about truck drivers, and you know, honestly, it's just funny because you know, being the job hopper that I was, and now being on this side of it, man, I cannot lie. I cannot lie, man. It's humbling. It really is because you know, sometimes as truck drivers, you know, we think we're the center of our own universe. You know what I mean? We are the center of our own universe. We don't really care about nobody else's situation. We don't care about no other car on the road. We don't care about no other door, how long no other driver been there. All we think about is ourselves as truck drivers. And that's exactly what was said. Not my problem. I don't care. And that is the message that I want to make sure is delivered today. If you are an over the road driver and your obligation is to be over the road, as soon as you sign up, like through orientation and you sign your contract or whatever, you lose the right to be able to come and say, and trust me, because I learned this the hard way as well. You don't get to say, I miss my family. You just don't get to say it anymore unless you're going to quit. It don't work like that. That is a part of the job. The gig is the gig. You don't think people in the military don't miss their families? Merchant seamen, you don't think they don't miss their families? But guess what? Nobody put a gun to nobody's head and told them to get on a truck or get on a ship or get on a plane. Everybody want to make big money. Everybody want to be a boss. Everybody want to do what they see everybody else doing until they in the middle of it. And now you in Nebraska and it's 20 degrees outside and your kids FaceTime you. Listen, man, that's why I'll always commend truck drivers who sacrifice because it's not easy. But you can't turn around and try to take that and use it for sympathy. You think you're the only truck driver on the road that miss your family? Huh? That's what drive most of us when we on the road. So I'm just here to try to prevent, you know, the next young gun coming up, you know, who gonna go out there on that road looking for that big bag. Don't let your feelings get in the way of your bag, man. If you gonna play around with that OTR game, you have to have a plan. You have to have a plan. You can't just and I don't mean no disrespect when I say this, but you just can't come out here and try to intimidate. I mean intimidate. What's the word I'm looking for? Not intimidate. Replicate. What's the word when you try to be like somebody else? Whatever that word is, you can't come out here and try to be like your favorite YouTuber, your favorite YouTube trucker, and you can act like you want to run heavy and be on the truck for a long period of time, and I don't need to be around my kid, and try to live by that mindset. But let me tell you something, man. That shit is not what you think it is. That shit sound cool. Being on the road, gone for 2 months at a time, 3 months at a time. I did that shit. Then you got to come home and reintroduce yourself to your kid. You got to reestablish relationships, work on relationships that you should have been working on when you was at the crib. Ain't nothing wrong with being local or regional, man, if that's what you really got to do. But what you don't want to do is duplicate. There it is. Emulate. There it is. What you don't want to do in this industry is to put yourself in a situation where you are truly unhappy with what you're doing. And what this has taught me is that there are a lot of truck drivers who are out here faking the funk. And I have no idea why. I don't know if it's because they think they'll make more money. Because ultimately, you don't make more money going OTR. Let me tell you something. You're not going to make more money OTR if you want to be home. You might make more that week. Your pay rate may be more. But if you're OTR going home like you want to be regional, the money is going to even out to a local job. So you might as well go local. And that's why I said, like, the whole going home every 2 weeks as an over-the-road driver don't make a lot of sense for nobody. It don't make sense for me. It don't make sense for the carrier. It don't make sense for the driver. You have to be like a staff. When you hear guys talk about, oh man, I run out for a week and I come home. They have an established situation that they can run like that. That ain't just something that you just wake up and do. And that's what people miss. You hear people say stuff in passing, whether it's in a truck stop, on a YouTube video, in a Facebook trucking group. You see somebody say something in passing, but you don't understand the details and the journey and the story behind it. Yeah, this dude go out and he run for a week. He go for a weekend and come back home, but it took him 3 years to get that customer. It took him 6 months to establish that relationship with that broker. You have no idea everything that has gone into establishing that situation. You just can't go off of what you think it may be. It don't work like that. You're gonna be looking lost in the sauce. Straight up. And that's what happens, man. You got guys out here. I know, because I was as lost in the sauce as you can get. Jumping from here to there, to here to there, here to there, here to there, trying to figure out, like, damn, man, how do I find how to, you know what I'm saying? I want to be home, but and ultimately, you're going to have to make a decision. Either I'm going to swing for the fence and I'm going to sacrifice, or I don't want to say settle, because some people may take offense to that. But for me, I looked at it, I could have settled and found something comfortable locally, regionally maybe, and I'd have still been in the truck working right now. But 9 times out of 10, now fuck that. 10 times out of 10, you got to give up something. And the problem is, you got a lot of people out here who don't want to give up nothing. Ever. They just want to receive. They'll never want to give up nothing. Don't work like that, man. You just can't receive. You got to give up something, man. Something got to give. Unless you are blessed with a situation, silver spoon, you know somebody that knows somebody. I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. I seen hold on, I got a $10, but as a boss, if you're looking for a driver, you should ask about his family life. If they have kids, and you know you might run into this issue and that person might not be a good fit. But see, the thing in my mind, trucking with SETI, here's how I look at it. And you guys can tell me if I'm wrong. Let me scroll down because there's a lot of comments. I'm gonna have to go back to some of these comments, but you guys can tell me if I'm wrong or not. The way I look at it is we're grown. You know what I mean? Like I'm not this ain't no college degree I'm trying to offer you. This money, this is a contract. This is, you know what I mean? This is like we talking about a lot of money here, man. We talking about $15 to $2,500 a week. You got to know what you're getting yourself into. You know what I mean? Like, why is it my responsibility to have to vet your entire life to know whether you can just drive a truck for 3 weeks and then go home? I honestly don't feel like that should be the responsibility of the employer. The responsibility of the employer is to offer the best possible opportunity to an employee. But to me, that doesn't, like, I can't study their psychology. Or maybe you know what I mean? Like, I can try to gauge them as best I can. But hell, people can be whoever they want to be in an interview, the same way they can be whoever they want to be on social media. You know what I'm saying? So that'd be almost impossible. Hell, I still got trolls that put in applications. That you know what I mean? I found security measures to vet them, but you know what I mean? So that's you never know who you're gonna get today behind the wheel. And even then, you got to give them 90 days to see what kind of driver they are. So that's kind of tough to do, to know beforehand. Now, I think that's tough to do in this industry. I think if this was a different industry, if this was something where you could have more of an interview or like a resume, you know, maybe give them like the sister was saying yesterday, give them something to do to show their skills. You know, but there is no internship or no, you know, type of like hands-on training in trucking. You drive the truck or you don't. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I just really wanted to make sure that message is crystal clear. You're not gonna who needs a dispatcher? He's stupid. I just really need people to understand that, man. Again, like I told you guys, I'm going to restore the feeling of the old YouTube. I'm not just going to keep sitting around. I miss the old YouTube. Oh, it used to be so much better. Now it's all drama. Instead of just dwelling in that, I'm going to just do my best to keep bringing information like this and actually talk about shit that means something. But at the same time, you know, I can't let false narratives be created about my company, man. I'm offering too good of a situation, and you know, it's funny. It's just funny that it always end up being the people that you do the most favors for that end up coming back to challenge you. You know, it's crazy. It is, man. But you know, that's the game. That's the business. And I'm not upset. I'm not worried. You know, threats were issued and all that. That's cool, man. It's not the first time I've been threatening and all of this internet stuff. But what we not gonna do is like try to assassinate or defamate the character of my business. Like it's over for anybody to do that. I need y'all to understand that, right? Like if somebody would have like tried this like 2 years ago, cool, you got it. 3 years ago, but you got to understand, man. For me, my confidence is gone. It's like it's through the roof. Like, bro, I've been at a trucking company for over a year. Like, you know what I mean? I've been doing something like, I gotta, like, they told me I would never get to this point. And to be able to do it and to have other drivers who are happy, like, you know what I mean? You gotta come correct if you gonna come. You can't just get in your feelings and rearrange some words and try to attack me through my dispatcher. Because make no mistake, if you like, how you can't get mad at the dispatcher. The dispatcher works for me. And some people say, "Oh no, you work for the dispatcher." Man, like, hey, think what you want. You feel me? Think what you want. The dispatcher worked for me because his objective is to make the most money. Period, which is the objective. So if you having an issue with that, then I don't understand. You know what I mean? What's the problem? The things that you are getting upset at for the dispatcher, he is not obligated to. Let me explain something to you again. Your dispatcher don't care about your mama. Your dispatcher don't care about your wife. Your dispatcher don't care about your dog. All your dispatcher care about is the safety clear you? Is your truck? And honestly, sometimes the dispatcher don't care if the truck break down. The dispatch, all the dispatcher care about, are you able to drive and can the load get there? That's dispatchers. That's literally what their job is. You cannot get mad at them for doing their job. It is to be expected. That don't mean you're going to always agree with them. No. But guess what, though? The minute they stop doing their job to the full extent, guess who's going to be on their ass? Who's going to be the first person on their ass? You are the driver. So why is it that when you as the driver are not performing or underperforming and the dispatcher gets on the driver, then it becomes an issue? See, that's the real problem. The real problem, drivers don't like being held accountable. That's the real problem. And that's what it feels like. The minute that someone is holding you accountable, because see, as truck drivers, we used to freedom. We used to getting on the truck and just going without having nobody over top of our head. And 9 times out of 10, our first line of authority is the dispatcher. So you being mad at your dispatch ain't no different than you used to being mad at your supervisor. Or you used to being mad at a coworker. It's no difference. It's no difference. To me, I feel, from what I see. But what do I know, man? What do I know, man? It's crazy, man. This fleet thing, man. It's because you learn that you don't get a lot of slack as a fleet owner. You know what I mean? What I mean by that is, or even just an owner. Well, no, as a fleet owner, as a boss, as an employer, you don't get a lot of room to, quote unquote, make mistakes. Even though you're human, you're just trying to, run a business. You ain't perfect, but nobody realizes. Not that I'm saying that I feel like I've made any mistakes. I'm just speaking in general. But the drivers, oh man, as a driver, you feel like you can make as many mistakes as you want. As a driver, you feel like you can hit somebody and keep your job. As a driver, you feel like you can deliver a load late and keep your job. As a driver, you feel like you can not send in paperwork on time and you still supposed to get paid. You can go on home time and stay home longer and keep your job. You can do all these things as a driver. and you be fine. But as a fleet owner, oh my goodness, don't send a pay settlement as soon as somebody want it, or forget to call somebody back, or have somebody call you with a maintenance problem, and tell them like, hey, well, it's Thursday or it's Friday. This mechanical breakdown that you're saying you have, it might take a little longer to fix. Let's just try to get this load delivered that you're only 200 miles away from. Let's deliver it and then go to a shop, do a 34. That way we're not losing no time versus let's just stop right here in the middle of nowhere, 200 miles away from this load that have to be delivered by Friday, or we're gonna have to wait over the weekend. Let's not lose this load. Let's just deliver the load, because the mechanical issue isn't a great big deal. It's just something that got to be fixed. Cool. Let's just deliver the load first, then get it fixed. Oh my God, you don't want to fix your trucks then. You a cheapskate then. It's like I talked about yesterday, man. Big picture. And I think for me, that is the biggest thing, the biggest disconnect from fleet owner to driver is the big picture. And God, man, I got it again. D-Raj, if you in here, you was right, bro. Like, I got to give you credit where credit is due. When you used to always tell me I won't see in the big picture, I was missing the big picture. God damn it, boy, I see that shit wide open now. Cause I mean, it's you know what I mean. And unfortunately, as a fleet owner, a lot of times we have to protect drivers from themselves. And drivers think that we're just trying to do all of these things to be evil and mean and crucial, but there has to be structure, or it'll be chaos. You kidding me? It has to be a structured way in doing this. You have to be disciplined for this. The dispatcher has to get mad at you for doing this, because if you don't, it all goes to shit. This is literally logistics. That's literally what we're doing, is logistics. So there has to be a certain structure and order and just way that things go. That's just common sense, no? Or am I like, huh? What am I missing, fam? Like what the fuck are we talking about, bruh? Like, this shit is crazy to me, man. Like, maybe I'm just overanalyzing. Like, I'm like, you know what I mean? These rules have to be placed for your benefit as a driver. The dispatcher has to say, hey, man, we still got 36 hours to make some more money. You know what I mean? We got to make the most money we can make this week, so that next week, if you break down, it won't hurt as much. Fine, if you don't want to go, if you want to stay home, cool. But don't come back with, oh, I left these kids here. That ain't got nothing to do with the business. Nothing. And let me tell you something. I don't care if you're W. Hey, look, let me tell you something. I tell you what, I'll do you one better. Go get you a local job. Nice paying local job. And then call them on a Tuesday morning and say, hey, man, I can't come in today. I got 2 underage kids at the crib. And you tell me what they say. Make that video and tell me what they say. And let me know, so I know I ain't tripping. Shit crazy as hell, man. I used to be diesel tech, and some of the problems get worse if you keep going, making a bigger problem. And I understand that, Handy, with the Hulk. But when we talking about tires, or we're talking about lights, and we got 7 hours of daylight. When we're talking, I understand exactly what you're saying. If I got a check engine light on that I done left on for 3 weeks, then I understand what you're saying, Handy, with the Hulk. But if I got a small fix, that like a tire that got a mark on it, but it's fine. It's in its own doubles. But we got a load that got to be. It's a Friday that got to be delivered by 5 p.m. and you 2 hours away, and it's 1 o'clock. Would you rather take that chance with that tire, go deliver that load, and then get the tire change and get the next load the next morning, keep going, or are you gonna go stop right there and then you got to sit over the weekend? Because maybe I'm just being, maybe at that, I guess that's at that point, I would be considered greedy. And from a company driver position, I can see where they look at that as greedy. But again, I don't have this issue with no other. And that's the thing, I guess, that is really fueling me, is that I go through this with my other drivers and I never have these issues. It goes so smooth. Oh my stars. Oh my stars. You know what I mean? Like I promise y'all this shit don't gotta be this hard. I promise you it don't. Reggie, I see you. What's going on? Bro, fleet owners act like things don't happen. People don't get tired. People don't have families. Feelings only about cash and time. People all you got in time. Oh, let me read that. And they don't. Oh, okay. Well, see, Sean Wade. I'm gonna put this up. I can't even answer that. What the issue I've done? Like Mob, I know what niggas be doing out here, but I ain't gonna, you know what I mean, ain't gonna get into. So, Sean, bro, fleet owners act like things don't happen. People don't get tired. People don't have families and feelings. It's only about cash and time, cash and time, cash and time. You can give people all you got, and they don't really care. I'm really trying to understand what you're saying, but if I'm being brutally honest, now I'm gonna give you the brutally honest, and then I'm gonna give you Jay's perspective of it. Brutally honest, business wise, it's not my responsibility on my drivers. You know what I mean? Like, this is what you sign up for. As long as I am as long as I'm following the obligations I gave you, which is say 2 weeks on, 3 days off, 3 weeks on, 5 days off, 4 weeks on, 7 days off. At the beginning, when you took the job, you let me know that you are able mentally to handle this schedule. So, as the owner, what more can I do in this situation to appease you? All I did was, I didn't force this job on you. Like, y'all making it sound like this is slavery. And in no way, shape, or form did I force anything on anybody. I offered the position. I said, this is what it is. Once you accept, you say, hey man, I could do this. But then you come back and you say, well, man, I'm tired. I'm wore out. Well, man, maybe this won't for you. And that's okay to say. Maybe at that point, Sean, it's time to look at local or regional or taking some months off. Now, from the J perspective, I've had that happen with a driver. I told him to take a week off. Funny because it's the same driver, but whatever. He was frustrated. He was missing his son. I said, bro, take a week off. But you'll never hear that. You'll never, that's crazy, but you'll never hear those stories. I think he had only been out for like 2 weeks. And I took the hit on the truck payment. I said, bro, just take a week off, bro. You seem frustrated. We sitting here arguing on the phone. Take the week off, bro. So again, it's hard for me to really receive what you saying, because it's like, I know I've gone out my way to make sure my driver's good. I'm telling y'all, bro, like I All right, we back. My fault, people. I think my Wi-Fi went out. I don't know what happened. That shit just blacked out on me. Can y'all hear me? Can I get a sound check, please? Check 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2. Oh, raggedy signal. Facts. All right, let me get some of these comments. The fat dude threatened you. I knew what type of person you was dealing with. We gotta vet people harder. Yeah, yeah. It was. I know. I seen. The threat. It was like, I still ain't got paid. Duh, nigga, you quit. Like, what you talking about? Like, and you know what's so crazy? Like, a motherfucker, like, a lot of people was telling me that I shouldn't pay him. He gonna get his money. It ain't gonna be the way he think he gonna get it though. Like, you gotta understand, man. There are certain ways that businesses that do things. Go. I tell you what. If you're a company driver right now, right, just quit your job right now. Just quit. Go. Take your truck to the spot that, because this how I know this shit was crazy, because the shit that he was saying, I'm like, bro, like, do he not understand that he don't get to dictate where he leave the truck at for a safe place? Like, that's not his truck. He don't get to, you don't get to, like, tell the owner of the truck, oh man, this was, well, nah, bro. Like, where you leave the truck for home time and where you leave it when you quit is two different things. I might have wanted you to take that truck to Chicago, and I wouldn't have been in the wrong for that. Anybody who's ever worked for a Chicago 1099, where they want you to take that truck back to? It don't matter where they live. Now, I just let it, what I'm saying? I let it rock because I was like, man, whatever. And instead of my driver flying to Chicago, they just flew to me. That's cool. That's a minor adjustment, but again, that's a benefit of the doubt that I gave, and I need that to be known that I gave you that. If I wanted to press the issue, yes, I could say that you abandoned my truck, and that them 6 loads that you referring to, I could easily say, number one, the $500 sign-on bonus, that's already coming out because you didn't give me a full 90 days. Number two, I could come up with all kind of costing because I still had to sanitize that truck before I put another driver in it, whether you cleaned it or not. It's all kind. I ain't gonna do none of that. I don't got to. But if you think you finna keep getting direct deposit is a benefit of the employed. You know what I mean? You'll get your check about 7 to 10 business days. However long it take the mail to come. You know what I mean? Like, so you'll get your money, bro. You ain't gotta threaten me on the internet. That shit crazy, bro. Like, it just it's like, again, man, it's such a humbling situation because it reminds me so much of myself. like, damn, bro, this is how I was moving. This is what I was doing, and I thought I was right. And let me tell you something, man. When you think you're right, your confidence is different. So you sitting there with your chest stuck out, looking like a dumbass because you think you're right, but you really a fool. You know what I'm saying? Let me catch up. Did he freeze? Okay, froze. Oh yeah, I do need to open up the line. Hold on. Let me open up the line. Copy. Paste. There y'all go. There y'all go. For you, Jay, I guess it's been something that I will never understand because I will never own a fleet. But apparently, your answer, bro. Who that is? That Mr. Black. What's going on, Mr. Black?
What's good with you, man? I see what you're going through, man. I just got a sense that I know what type of person you're dealing with because I used to be like that too in the beginning of trucking,
hmm
being all impulsive, like making stupid decisions and excuses like that. That
Yeah.
stuff only leads to like destruction. Like, dude threaten you. I didn't like that part. Like to me,
Did you?
I'm
So
just
you
gonna,
saw the actual video?
no, I didn't see the video.
Okay.
I'm watching from your
Oh, got you.
perspective.
Okay, for sure.
I don't even know who dude is, but
Okay.
to me that sound like I'm just taking a wild guess. That sound like a black dude. It might, if I'm wrong,
No, no, you right. You right.
it's a black dude threatening you and shit. And then wanting to go home to your kids, you want to make excuses to go home and shit to be with your kids. Then stay home. If it was me, I just fire your ass. Your ass stay home. You could be with your kids. You want to be the example of a bump to your children. You need to be out here trying to sacrifice for your children, making that money, putting that food on the table, man. You want to go home all the time. Can't be doing that. This is what I be
Yeah.
telling my little brothers. I got my little brothers in trucking. And I'm telling them, don't have these excuses. Don't be impulsive in this trucking shit because you can fuck your future up in this shit doing all that shit, man. Like you just need to be cool with it, get your money, and then when it's time for you to go home. But just don't be going home all fast because you're not gonna make your money by going home after like 2 weeks. Really, you really gonna
Yeah.
see money after like 4 weeks.
And you know, honestly, man, if I'm being honest, a lot of it I blame myself because like and it's so funny. Great Sage, I see you right there. Great Sage will tell you because we and him talked about this damn near 3 months ago, where the red flags been there. I'm talking about red flag after red flag after red flag. And me at the time still learning. I am still learning now. You just try to give the we black dudes, so we don't want to speak down on another brother. We want to uplift our people. You know what I mean? And we want to just give a brother opportunity to make some money. You know what I'm saying? And when the dude came on, which I've learned as a fleet owner, most drivers coming on need money. They need cash advance. So I'm just used to that. You know what I mean? That's how it go. You go 2 weeks without making no money. You need a little startup cash. I'm not tripping off that. But like when you get in the truck and you get a driver and the first thing they want to know is, well, how soon can I go home? Well, bro, you just started with me and you ask for some advance money, but now you rushing to go home. Wait a minute, what? Don't you want to make some money? But okay, cool. Hey, bro, you can go home in 2 weeks, and then you start going home every 2 weeks, and then it's like, okay, so you came on board, you needed some money, I gave you bread, cool. Now you want to go home every 2 weeks. Okay, what's fine? I'll make that work. But then you're not delivering loads on time. You oversleeping. I'm getting a call from my dispatcher. Hey man, why is it that when this driver gets up and he starts driving, 2 hours later he's stopping again for an hour? Why is it that this driver, these other two drivers, they're running 10 and a half hours a day, but this driver, he's running 7, 8 hours a day? Why is that? And now I have to, and I think, as again, from the driver's perspective, I don't think drivers understand that me as the I have to answer for that. As a driver, you scotch free, you chilling, you just driving the truck doing what you want. But me as the owner, because I still have a responsibility to the carrier and the dispatcher that I want to keep on my fleet because he's a good dispatcher. Because just as much as a driver can fire a dispatcher can say, man, fuck this dude. I don't want to deal with this dude. I don't want to deal with this truck. This guy doesn't want to work. Especially dispatchers who are getting paid based off of what the truck is making.
Performance.
So it's just like I'm sitting here, I'm under fire, and I'm trying to work with this dude, but he not working with me. And then for all of this to end up happening like this, it's my fault. It's 100% my fault. What up, Sage? I can't hear you. Let me see. No, you ain't muted on my side.
No, I think he muted on his side.
I bet you can hear me now.
There you go.
All right. Sorry about that. I had the wrong system. I remember when we had this conversation, and we straight up had this conversation, and I said, well, you remember what I said? You know what I'm saying? It's like you, this is you. This is business. This is that business owner. And it's that you're setting yourself up with a brand, and you're setting yourself up to be you, and they're representing you and stuff. And then I said, well, red flag. You might want to check this. You might want to do this. You might want to do this. And
yeah. And you know what? Somebody else just was talking to me about that last week. Just about that same exact. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Right. And those are the signs. I'm like, these are signs of this stuff. And but it comes with experience, right? That comes with, being in the industry and knowing that stuff. But it's just one of those things that as that fleet owner, as that business owner, although you want to work it very hard for your guys to give them more, they got to give that back, right? Yeah. They got to give that same back. And when they don't, it just becomes exhausting on your side.
Yes.
And when you reach that point of exhaustion, it breaks. It just breaks. And when that breaks, it can go a hell of a lot ways wrong. And that's the point that it's almost like putting together an elite team, right? You're putting together that SEAL team of 4. You'd rather have that good SEAL team of 4, that strong team, than put together a whole bunch of soldiers and just go, you know what I mean? You want to, and that's hard to do, but when you're all working as that team and you're all on the same side and that's how the small carriers start to grow, is with that. Because then as that 5th person comes in, they see the standard. And once they see that standard, they're like, oh man, either I keep up the standard of these other guys or they're going to be on me.
Yeah.
But it's trying to find those key guys to start that standard off with, so that the other guys have something to basically say, here's your model. Here's what will have to be here for us to grow, for us to get better.
And I thank God that, I think I told you this, that, this particular driver wasn't my first driver, because that would have been it. I would have been like, yo, this is not for me. Like, screw this. But, my first driver was the other guy, and he has done, oh my goodness, amazing. So it's just, I have, between him and the other guy, I have, okay, this is how this should be done. This is how this should be done. So I'm glad that I do have that. And I do get to experience that, because if all I would have had to go off of is this one situation, it would have been looking rough, man. I'd have been like, you know what I mean? Because this is, it's interesting, man. Again, it's like I said earlier, man. As an owner, I'm not allowed any leeway to make any mistakes. Not that I've made any, but as drivers, man, it's almost like, not to disrespect anybody, but it's almost like they're children. Like we're supposed to, like, it's almost like we're supposed to, like, watch them make mistakes and then help them through their mistakes and still take care of them. And it's just like, man, it's not really how it's supposed to go. You're supposed to know what you're doing. Like, for this level, like, if I was at a mega carrier, then I'd understand. You know what I mean? I expect this from 3 months of experience. I expect this from, somebody fresh out of school. But when you're supposed to have a year, 2 years experience, you're supposed to have a hazmat, a Tanger endorsement, you're supposed to be able to handle the big boy stuff to make this big boy money, but you're still making mega carrier mistakes. It's like, hold on, man. Like, as an owner, how much am I supposed to just deal with before I ultimately put my foot down? And then when you put your foot down, oh, you this, you that, you're not being fair. You don't care about my family, or you get all this guilt trip stuff to make you feel bad when all you're trying to do is protect your family and your business. You know what I mean? So it's crazy, man.
And you know what's messed up about that? With our people, they always try to use that as a crutch against us. Like if we give them that much, they're gonna abuse that room, and they're gonna like keep using that against you. So it's like, damn, you tugging at my heartstrings, you saying all this stuff, and now you want me to acquiesce to how you feel and all that. But this job is not about how you feel; it's about what you need, dude.
Yeah,
You need to be out here making this money. And if I was in that position like you in, I gotta pay attention to their mentality because I come from that background, from that from the mud and all that.
right.
That mentality of excuses. I'm gonna just say it. That nigga mentality is stagnant. It's gonna keep you stagnant. You got to
Yeah,
be able to keep that mentality ahead of time so you can avoid people like that because that mentality can lead to destruction. That can destroy you. That's why I'm glad you handle it the way you handle it because some people are more impulsive and they just handle it with fire, like with violence and all that.
yeah.
See, came a long way. I remember I've been watching you for years. You came a long way. So I'm glad you handle it the way you handle it. But now you know that you have to look at how these people move and like their actions and how they speak and all that. Dude is just like a perfect example of like what you got for the future, like so you can know and shit. But I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gone.
All right, bro. I appreciate that. Say,
Yep.
hey Jay, will you let your driver take off 5+ weeks like you did last year? No hate, just asking. Uh, unless they stayed out for like a crazy amount of time, but nah, that wouldn't make. Unless it's like it would have to be at that point. That would have to be like a medical emergency, leave of absence, more type of situation. But just off of just like I want to go home for 5 weeks. No, no, I did that because I was an owner operator at the time. I wasn't a company driver when I did that. So that wouldn't be something that I would be open to doing. What up, Mob?
Oh Lord. Oh, he's stealth too. Mob, check your settings.
Mob will call in and be changing the engine in the truck.
Yeah, he'll be in the middle of throwing chains and stuff like
Yeah. but but yeah, man, like it's just I think about a lot of our conversations and what you was telling me that I would have to deal with as a broker. It seemed like I'm dealing with that just as an owner, man. Like so, it's just I can't even imagine on a bigger scale with multiple owner operators. Like, whew.
it takes time, and like I said, it's one of those things that eventually you just learn to kind of. You're going to basically step in the role of management, and when you start to step in the role of management, it's going to be the standard you're going to keep things at, and the people are just going to have to realize that you can be. Remember we talked about you have to be fair, but you also have to be firm, right?
Yeah,
fair but firm, and let them understand.
You got it. What'd you say? Sheepdog.
Right, and but that same thing is that's their job to also do that back and understand that there is that you are the boss. You are the boss. It
right.
like it doesn't matter. You are the boss, and that relationship is hard to get. It's hard to understand.
Right.
Did he get his? You been here, Mob?
Mob probably ain't got no service.
Either that, or he's setting his mic up, and like I did, I came in on the wrong mic. But same thing. Oh, I might have to go here. Stand by. Yeah, my turn to jump off. I'll see you.
All right. All right. So, Sage got millions of dollars to make, and Mob, I don't know, he in there trying to get his shit right. Oh, this one right here. Let me see if it's going. He still ain't right. It's all good. I'm gonna drop the link for anybody else that may want to come in. But yeah, man. Like I say, bro. Like I definitely want to come up here, and I got I'm always defend. Um, I'm always defend myself, man. Especially when I feel like I'm legitimate in my argument and legitimate in my stance, and I definitely feel that in this case. Anybody who don't feel that way um, has my number, but I mean, there's nothing that's been done dirty to anybody. This is a situation simply where a driver signed up for a situation that quite truly he shouldn't have signed up for. But we all make mistakes, and that's cool. I'm not here to hold that against anybody. Um, but you have to have some accountability as to, if you know you got kids at the crib and you know being away from them is a big deal, then don't be away from them. You made that decision to choose money over your kid. And because you have decided to do that, and now that's eating your conscience up, you don't get to take that out on my dispatcher. You don't get to take that out on me. That's your demons you got to deal with, that you chose money over your kid. Not that there's anything wrong, because we all have done it as over the road drivers. We have decided that opportunity and finances were worth the sacrifice of being away from my kids for a period of time. And we dealt with it and we lived with it. Everybody didn't have them nights crying in the sleeper berth. I had plenty of them shits. You know what I'm saying? In 2018, when me and the wife was separated, I had to go back OTR, and I didn't know what my family was going to look like, man. Y'all remember that shit? I was on the truck damn near depressed every day, doing videos looking like I'm going to kill myself. So you're not speaking to nobody that don't know what that feeling is like. I understand that shit. I probably have dealt with it more than anybody. But ultimately, what I end up having to make a decision to do a year ago from now, and I'm glad that I did, was I had to put on my big boy pants, and I said, you know what? Being at the house long term won't gonna do nothing for my family. It just won't. And I made a decision to come to VL Trucking as an over-the-road driver. And in the last year, I have, guess what? Because of my sacrifice, now I am home every day. Now, I'm not saying that everybody can become a fleet owner and work from home, but what I am saying is you got to give up something for a period of time to get to where you want to be. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I don't know how you're going to do it. I don't know what God got planned for you and what's on your journey, but I'm telling you, you're going to have to give up something. You can't have your cake and eat it. It just don't work like that. Not for us. Not for where we come from. You know what I mean? If you born into money, or if you born into opportunity, you know what I mean, then you are privileged. That's where that term privilege comes from. Whether it's white privilege, black privilege, whatever. That's where that comes from. But I don't come from privilege. And a lot of us don't come from privilege. So when you don't come from it, you got to create it. And how you create it is sacrifice. And if you can't grasp that, if you can't understand that, then you're going to keep going through the same cycle of trying to, find the perfect situation. When it comes to trucking, there is no perfect situation, man. You're going to give up something somewhere. So, again, man, how bad do you want it? That's all I can tell you. For real. How bad do you want it? Like, I'm not here to preach to nobody, tell nobody how to live their life, or none of that. But all I know is, nah, you don't get to take out your demons on me and my business. I'm sorry. You don't get that, you don't get that opportunity. I couldn't do it. When I used to try to get on YouTube and I used to try to blame everybody else for feeling how I was feeling, I was a sucker for that shit. I was a cornball for that shit, mad at everybody else because I wanted to be home. Out here trying to be like everybody else, favorite YouTuber, run the road. Yeah, I run heavy out here in the sleeper berth crying because I'm missing my kid. Like, nah, man, yeah, man, we got to make decisions and stick by 'em, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Come up with plans and stick by 'em. Period, man. Like all that extra shit, just noise. Niggas is out here making noise. Let these niggas, and again, man, y'all let these niggas talk tough to you. Yeah, I've been driving trucks for 25 years. I promise you, these niggas got family problems. These niggas single. They kids don't fuck with them. They bodies giving out on them. That shit is not a badge of honor the way it used to be. Too many other ways to make money now, man. Like to be in the truck that long. You know what I'm saying? Back when you could run paper logs, then yeah, you could do that shit because you was doing that and still going by the crib. But now OTR is really OTR, so you really gone. Unless, again, you get put onto a situation where you doing that and you home every day or every other day. But that even take time to get to. But some of y'all ain't gonna never, again, to get to that, you gotta sacrifice. Again, everything, hey bro, I promise y'all, bro, you can write this shit down. Find it in a fortune cookie, tattoo it on your back. Everything you want in life is on the other side of sacrifice. I promise you that shit. That's a fucking fact. Everything that you want in life is on the other side of sacrifice. Go get that shit. But don't not sacrifice and then get mad at everybody else that didn't already sacrifice to be where they want to be. Because then you just gonna look like you miserable, you upset, you hate the world, and now you just want to be the victim. I can't stand a victim ass nigga. I played the victim for too fucking long for a nigga to try to come play the victim to me. No, sir. No, sir. Everything you want is on the other side of sacrifice. You just got to go get that shit. Ain't nobody gonna give it to you. Some people will help you get there, but they can't give it to you. So that's where I'm at with it, man. Anybody who feels some type of way after that, feel how you gonna feel. I'm gonna sleep like a baby at night because I know I ain't did nobody wrong. I ain't prevent nobody's journey. I ain't played with nobody money. I ain't put nobody in no bad situations. I ain't help hurt nobody, nobody kids. Ain't nobody in my organization that hurt nobody kids, nobody family, nothing. We did everything that we said we was gonna do, and we're gonna keep doing it for the people who still want it. Period. But you can't come be a part of the team and then quit the team, now try to say all these things that was wrong with the team. But wasn't nothing wrong when you were getting them $2,100, $2,200 checks. Everything was Gucci then. Everything was great. But you get in one argument because you want to be home or you got some family shit that ain't got nothing to do with nobody but you and yours. Like, nah, man, you don't get to do that, man. You put some respect on my business. That's just where I'm at with it, bro. I didn't work too hard to be where I'm at just to let niggas just speak on it any kind of way. Niggas had more than enough time to talk that shit about Jay. That time is over. I'm checking all that shit. If you gonna come, you better fucking come correct. Because I got paperwork. I got receipts. I got all that shit. Straight up and down, man. Straight up and down. That's where I'm at with it. So, whew. Let me drink some water. I'm low. They got a little height. I'm about to get up off here, people. I've been up here for about an hour, 20 minutes. So if you're watching this, man, and you looking to, get into trucking or, whatever you want to do, man, I think that's going to be my new saying, bro. Just remember, everything you want in life is on the other side of sacrifice, man. So get to work. I don't know what else to tell you. But as always, what I say? Damn, I done got me and my wife off the road, and I finally understand why I shouldn't have. Damn, appreciate you. It's all good, man. Everybody go through their journey and learn. Even paper loans will catch up to you. It takes a toll on your body. That's a fact. It definitely do. But I'm gonna get up off here, man. I appreciate y'all stopping by, fucking with your boy today. Y'all know the vibes, man. As always, stay safe, stay positive, stay productive. God, family, trucking. Remember, man, time is money. So make sure you're spending it well. And my new saying, everything you want in life is on the other side of sacrifice, man. I'm out.